Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you very much for coming out. Much appreciated. Hope you had a good week. Hope you have a better weekend. So, before I get distracted, good afternoon, Veronica.
Good afternoon, Gimpy, and hello, everyone. Have a great stream.
Okay, so that. So, go. Come on.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
There we go. So we know, Doc Cam's up. Mrs. Gimpy's been gone for 4 hours. She took the car in to get an oil change or something today or something like that. 8 o'clock in the morning appointment to get it done. And then she got other stuff to do too. And look, we get Mickey's crotch. Go Mickey. Yes, he did move. Sort of. He just had to, roll around a little bit. But I was saying Mrs. Gimpy's been gone for 4 hours and Rocket's already into bark mode, so you may be hearing him in the background throughout the stream. Not my fault. It's all Mrs. Gimpy's fault. Hey, Vukrul's looking back. Actually, little Vukrul's, Despirador, Hurricane, Jeff, Tiger. Who else am I forgetting somebody? Excuse me. I think that's it. Oh, the bot. And Veronica, but that's about it. But anyway. Anamaki, welcome back. Doing well. How are you doing? Mickey, as you can see, is trying to get comfortable. He hasn't been doing this lately, actually. He hasn't been sleeping on his back at all, a whole lot lately for some reason. But now he's decided that, yeah, this is a good position. So, and of course he's on the camera. Because that's what he does. He doesn't care. Anyway, stream scheduled today. Of course, we're doing some more Solasta multiplayer with Jeff, Hobo, and Hurricane. Oh, Hobo's here too. Welcome back, Hobo. Or is Hobo here? Yeah, Hobo's here. Anyway, that's today. Tomorrow, Saturday, Baldur's Gate 3 or X4. Probably going to be Baldur's Gate 3, just say. Because I had a desire to play it today, but again, no, I'm not going to do that. Not doing that today. Tomorrow, maybe. Probably. Sunday, though, is definitely going to be Baldur's Gate for the first half of the stream. And then the second half of the stream, we'll switch over to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous with Viewer Group 8 and the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC. And that's a brand new start for them for the most part. We got 2 characters done, so they have to do the first island, that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Up in the air, but Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely going to be in there. Question is how often? And, we'll see. And the next Friday, we should be back here to Solasta, because this is what we want to do on Fridays. And this also gives us a chance to compare and contrast the games, because I know Hurricane's playing it. Of course, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 as well. And there's... Both got to keep in mind, the reason for comparing and contrasting is they're both Dungeons & Dragons 5.1, or 5e, whatever you want to call it. And... so they're basically playing on the same rules and stuff. They're both using turn-based tactical combat, 3-dimensional, combat engine, that kind of stuff. They were both started development roughly at the same time. The main difference is the funding behind them. Solasta with much smaller amount to work with, and it shows. I'm not going to lie there. It shows. But it's funny how the choices that they've made for Baldur's Gate 3 versus Solasta, what they've done, which I think are better choices and for game design purposes and Dungeons and Dragons type of things too. So, yeah, it's a game for the next few years, considering how many different runs you can do. Yeah, but here's the thing for Solasta though, they've got a dungeon maker. Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't. So, if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 for the next couple of years, you're stuck in that universe. No real changes unless people are able... I mean, even with mods, you're not going to really be able to change it, right? Hobo has Baldur's Gate 3 too. So, and a Solasta, is basically content is fairly unlimited because, there's a dungeon maker out there. Yeah, it's not huge to work with, but people have been very inventive in what they've been able to do so far. We've had a lot of fun doing it, or using the various dungeons made by viewers or fans, whatever you want to call them. So I think that's a huge thing that Solasta has done. Putting that dungeon maker in there has given that game a lot of longevity because of that. Baldur's Gate 3, it's going to be pretty much locked in the way it is, just like the previous ones. It's just the storyline. Yeah, you can replay it over and over again, but it's still the same story, right? Just like Pathfinder is. Yeah, you can play it over and over again, but it's still the same basic story. Again, not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a limitation. So, also things noticed. This actually didn't occur to me until a little while ago. The tutorial in Baldur's Gate 3 is almost non-existent. It's, at least I didn't notice it. And it struck me as I was watching the videos from my stream yesterday and going through the beginning parts of the game. There's very little tutorial material, and I don't remember turning it off. I mean, I didn't turn anything on either, but I don't remember turning any tutorial stuff off, and there seemed very little. So if you're not familiar with this type of game, you're kind of going to be struggling, I think, because of the mechanics involved and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Oh, Jeff needs to know. Hey, Veronica, who is your favorite pet?
Rocket is definitely in the running. The way he lounges around with his tongue hanging out, on the couch, the love seat, in front of the dog cam, even your bed, basically everywhere. He is adorable.
He is adorable, even though he's barking a lot right now. Hover over everything, right-click everything, experiment. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that, to tell you the truth. I'm not a fan. That's laziness in my mind. That's the dev saying, oh, we don't have time to do tutorials. We're just going to put text files in there and you just have to read them yourself. That kind of stuff. I understand why they do it, but I don't agree with it. You love dipping weapons in fire, burning ground with bonus action, and then hitting them with your main action. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I probably have, but I just didn't know it because, again, there's no tutorial suggesting to do that stuff. That's a trial and error thing so far because, I've been in combat a few times and I've seen nothing to really say, this is what you can do, other than, no, there's no real tutorial. There's nothing really showing you how to play the game, which is a shame, And there's also other things like alignments. I mean, I brought this up on Discord, and there's no alignment for or personality choices for your main character that you create one, which is odd for Dungeons and Dragons games because guess what? That's what Solasta does. That's what Pathfinder does. The first thing you do, or one of the things you do when you're making a character, is choose your alignment or personality traits. That's supposed to affect your, decisions and the conversations and whatever. Good, evil, that kind of stuff. Even though Solasta is not a big deal because you are the good guys, there's no real evil guys, but still you have choices that you can choose to, not follow if you really want to. So hit them with the pointy end. Yes, hit them with the pointy end. Do that brain thing from the ship in the beginning until with your paladin between the enemies. Between the enemies. Okay. And what did it blow up? See, I was kind of disappointed with again, spoiler alert for Baldur's Gate 3 people. This is at the very beginning. And what is it? It's not, what is it called? Intellect Devourer? I think that's what they're called. But anyway, we had one following us because of my choices that I made, which is cool, and some lucky dice rolls, I'm guessing. We had this little brain thing, or the Intellect Devourer. Basically, it's a brain with legs, and it was following us around, and it was supposed to be doing its job and that kind of thing. But after the story progressed a little, it disappeared, and I was kind of hoping it was going to follow us around for a little bit. But what are you going to do? So he didn't need to run there.
Hello everyone.
Could attack right away.
My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please like and comment on his videos. He won't bite. I promise. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you. And so he didn't need to run there and could attack right away. The intellect devourer, that is, yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, you have choices with him. You can basically kill it. You can have it, try to join you or do its thing, whatever. And, it's, again, choices. And, again, some of those choices are kind of dependent on dice rolls, too, which are fine. Now, I do have to give him credit for the dice. The dice are really the dice rolls are really well done. Nice and huge. You can't really miss them. But they're pretty done. And I like the way they did the, again, spoiler, the clerics with their that spell that they get that boosts your rolls, that we use all the time in Solasta when trying to open a door, pick a lock, that kind of stuff. When you do it in Solasta, you have to do that manually, but they have it so that you can, add it in as you want as those rolls are happening. Why you wouldn't want to use them, I don't know, but it's a nice thing. It's much easier to use in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm glad it's a nice little tool. Guidance is OP. Yes, guidance is the spell. It's not OP. It's only up to 4. It's not that big of a bonus, but it's nice to have. And again, that spell is present in the Pathfinder, and is present in Solasta, and it's in Baldur's Gate 3 because it's a spell in Dungeons and Dragons. It's very helpful if you have a cleric running around. So. And the way they put it in for Baldur's Gate 3 is really well done and appreciated, because again, it's so smooth to use. It's great. So anyway, should we continue talking about this, or shall we move on? Hey, Crush, welcome back. Happy Friday.
Let's roll some dice.
Let's roll some dice. We can roll some dice anytime. Uh-oh. Video. Dog. Where'd you go?